So let's see here now. If I go to YouTube. Oh, this is locked. Get rid of that. So if I go to view channel. Hey, there it is. Hey, there it is. All right, let's go back in there. So I'm going to turn, how do I turn the sound? Make sure I don't. Auto plays off. Oh, duh. It's an iPad. There we go. Now I can see the chat, at least. Okay. So what we're gonna do. Oh, let's close that. It's gonna get dusty. Oh, hello. I forgot this thing follows me around. All right. This was the lightsaber bottle opener we started last time. We're just going to make a duplicate of it over here. I feel like I need a this would work. Let's get a screwdriver. Need to make a story stick. I don't even remember what this was for. Some big screws. All right. So we want to make another one exactly identical as this, using this piece of wood. This is going to be my story stick here. All right. So I can transfer those lines onto here now. And then we'll trace them on. It's not going to match 1-to-1, but that's fine. Maybe I should have slid it up some. That is the question. I already have this. We're going to turn through that. Hold on, let me just take a look at this here. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to use this already divided section. Okay. That right there. Oh, it's going to get confusing real fast. It's going to get real confusing. It's these ones. go. Got that one. That one. Am I missing? Oh, yeah, got it. Thought I was missing a line, but it's because I'm using this edge here as a line. It's not missing any lines. Actually, you know what? Let's just erase these real quick because I'm already getting confused. Work smarter, not harder. We only use pencil so we can erase it. There we go. Now we should be able to mark our lines pretty easy. If I use a thicker pencil. Perfect. This side actually doesn't help. Cool, we've got a pretty, it's not very deep, but there's a defect in the wood right here. A little bug hole on the outside, but that's going to get turned away here pretty shortly after we do this. All right. Let's get this thing cranked up. So what we're going to do, we're making the inverse of what we have over here. So the top will be here, bottom will be down here. Here's my tools. Let's get this going. Oh, still rolling the wrong way. $8.20. How come no one called me out? Hey, how's everyone doing? I almost forgot the most important thing. Hopefully I don't lose you, because I'm going to be walking pretty fast past you. Hopefully. All right. Is it looking for? Did it find me now? Most important step. Safety. There we go. Let's clean off this visor, make this nice clean white shirt. Not white anymore. There we go. Now we can get going. Have all these places to set my tools. I'm still just setting them down on the ground. Let's be back over here. All right. So I'm gonna turn this down on this side, just like what I have over here. There we go. It doesn't matter the size over there because this is the bottom of our bottle opener. All right. Now let's mark out this next inside. Okay, we got that. So that's our bottom here. These go all the way up. So now let's start at the top. This one's going to stay the same. It's the same diameter as this one over here. So now we're going to drop this one down. Let's grab our calipers real fast off the wall. Add that right there. All right. So now we need to turn this one to that dimension. And when I'm turning, I can see them side by side. We're not there yet. There we go. When I'm turning, I can look down and see the top edges of them, which is how you turn a lot of stuff anyways. But I can see when it's getting close to being the same height as over here. All right, so let's do this next big section, which is going to drop down another step. So I'm going to take it first past the previous one. All right, so it's just a hair past it. Let's get the dimension of this one now. Okay. We're not quite there yet. Almost. There we go. Now it's easy. We can take the rest of this section down. There we go. Perfect. All right. So we got this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now this one right here is going to drop down even more. All right. There's ours here. So we know we're going to go for this first one. We're going to drop it. There we go. Not yet. Whoop. Nope. There we go. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right. So we got that one. Now we're coming back up. We're going to be the same height as this one out here again. Okay. Almost there. So close. Nope. Yeah, I think so. All right, so we got that. And now we know we got another one that's deeper, but we can get to this bigger section first, since we already have our calipers set for the depth that we need to go. And it's right about there. A little bit more. There we go. Now we just match up all of it. Not too hard. Just a little bit more here. We just want to make sure it's not tapered. Okay. I'd rather it be a little proud. Alright. What we're going to do now is switch over to this carbide. Okay. Got that one. Thank you. All right, now we just have to get this last dimension set here. And then we can get the story stick back out. And we're almost there. A little bit more. Hair more. It's always tricky when you get super close like that. Yep. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put that back up there for right now. Let's grab our story stick and our trusty pencil. All right. I think it was like this. Yep. So we got one there, one here, one here. Let's get those drawn back on. All right. And now we gotta get our point back out to set those. Just got to change out a cutter here real quick. Yeah. Anyone else ever have issues with Allen wrenches getting stuck inside of the bolt? Seems like every time I try to use an Allen wrench, it just gets stuck in the bolt. Maybe it's just user error. Could be me. I don't know. Whew. Put this junk back on top of here. All right, now let's get these turned back up. Then I'll bring you guys in a little closer so you can see what we did. There we go. And that's the rough and the short of it, of redoing or mirroring this. What do I got here? Is this 220? Just hit this with a little bit of 220 sandpaper. There we go. I'm not going to put any finish on it today. Unlike the last time when we turned this other side. Unless we get to a point where it makes sense to. There we go. Let's just give this a little hit too. Our shellac that we used needed to be sanded down too. Probably going to use a spray lacquer, not the shellac, on these. Just a little skin coating here. Because I noticed these were really bad. All right. Let me just check one last thing. Can't remember if we did the foot or not with the height. Okay, we're good there. We did. Hey Delta, no, I actually don't do this for a living. This is just a hobby of mine. I just like turning. It kind of relaxes me, and it's always fun just to try things out. So like here, we made this last stream, modeled after a lightsaber bottle opener that I made last year, and eventually we'll put these up for sale. So now I mirrored this so we can cut this off in this channel right here, and then cut off these nubs and sand them and give them another polish, and we'll drill it out, and we'll put, let's see, These are the bottle opener hardware that we'll use. So we'll have to drill out a hole on the inside, but I've got a couple more blanks I want to get round first today before we get to finishing anything. But that's a good stopping point on that one. We'll set that back here. And now I really want to see. So this is a piece of black walnut burl I picked up. I've got another 3 pieces. I don't know how this will hold up. It's already showing some voids. But I thought it might be kind of cool to try to see if we can do one more out of this. So we'll have 3 lightsaber bottle openers going forward. The previous wood was black limba, and it looks like this in raw form. So this is how I get it, and just in squares. But that's what this originated from. So limba is a really cool wood. Black limba is a little bit darker than the white limba. I do like turning with white limba too. Turning bowls and stuff with that is real nice. But this is going to be a fun experiment because A, it's either going to turn out and have some awesome grain pattern, or B, it will explode on the lathe as we're turning it when we catch a void, and because this stuff can be kind of fragile. I don't really want to use any epoxy to stabilize it, so we're just gonna wing it. I've had it for who knows, gosh, well over a year now, so I figured it's about time we try to do something with it. I was turning it round before, and that's when I started noticing the voids. So I think it's fun. Let's see what we can do. Maybe I'll bring you guys in a little bit closer just in case we get any fun explosions or anything. Let me see how that looks on stream. I got the stream monitor over here, so I'll give it a second before I get to turning it. Okay, yep. As long as I stand over here, I think if I do this, and then if I do this, it won't, nope. It's still following me. It's supposed to stop. Let's see. Because I think that one makes it go. That one makes it stop. I could be totally wrong. I could also turn it off. This is funny. All right. You know what we're gonna do? I think it can't see very well. Let's keep this over here. There you go. Stream got hit with a little bit of air. Perfect. No! It just doesn't want to work. Let's restart this little gizmo. And this is why you guys are here. You're here for the live content, right? There it is. Now we're good. Now we can get going. I just have to remember that it's not on tracking mode. It's not hard to start new wood. We have roughing gouges. That's what this is. And this helps knock down some of the sharp corners. Let's I could show you how quickly we can turn, if that's something you want to see. Just gotta remember you can't see me, but you can hear me. Yeah. All right. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna mark the centers here. No, not with that pencil. That pencil is all seized up. So I'm gonna mark centers just so it spins in the center here. It's not hard at all. Just change this up real fast. Just set this back here. We'll get back to that in a second. We'll knock this round first, and then we will get back to working on that black walnut burl. All right, so we take this, we pound it. This used to be a log too that I turned. I'll put that in here. There we go. Crank it down tight. Turn it on, make sure it works well. And I'm going to try to take these off real quick, just because I don't want to gum up my tools. But you'll see, we can get this round pretty quick. Yeah, turning for me, Delta, has been a new hobby. I kind of started it about 2018, 2019. I got a 1936 Craftsman lathe from one of my parents' neighbors, and had to rebuild the whole entire thing and get it working, and taught myself on that, and then eventually bought this guy. It's not really this isn't my like dream lathe, but it was what I could afford at the time, and it's been fantastic. I think I bought this, what are we in, 2025? I bought this I think I bought this in 2023, so I've had it for about 2 years now. Let me get my mask on and we'll get this thing turned around. So all we're going to do is we're just going to use this roughing gouge here. Just going to get this going. And you should be able to, let me see if I can get a better angle for the stream here. That way you can actually see it turning around. All right. And I think the fun part about turning is I can go to the right or I can go to the left, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which way I go. But you always want to be fairly close to the piece you're working on. And when it has the corners on it, that's when you see the tool bouncing back like that, and you hear that noise. And the way we tell if it's round or not is you see the tools jumping there. So when it's round, it won't jump anymore. So let's get that going. It doesn't take very long to get it to go around. As you can see, we're already getting a little bit closer. It's not jumping as much. See, we're getting closer there. Tool's not jumping at all. And we could stop and see, like, yeah, we're pretty close there. There's a flat spot here. Nothing on this side. So we'll get this all around, and then we'll jump back to the black walnut piece. All right, slide this down a little bit so I can get to the end. How are we doing up here? We're doing good. There we go. And now it's pretty much mostly round. And that didn't take any time at all. That's just a roughing gouge for spindle turning. There's a difference between spindle turning gouges and bowl gouges. But that one is just a spindle turning gouge. And the main difference, so here's the spindle turning gouge. As you can see, the steel comes down and it kind of tapers in before it goes into the handle. And here's a bowl gouge. As you can see, it's just a solid chunk of steel going down in the handle because there's a lot more force being applied to removing material when we're doing bowls. Which we won't do any bowls today, but maybe in a future stream we'll do some bowls. I wanted to get through some of this stock here that we could turn with the spindle gouge pretty fast. Okay, so let me see if I can get this. It's not even, it can't even see me, I don't think. Oh, yeah. Can you see me yet? Let's turn it off and back on again. There we go. Perfect. All right, I want to see how this position looks. And now we can take this over here, set it with our other round one. We do have a block of ironwood we still need to turn around. That's right here. Let me grab a drink. And then, if time permits, I was thinking about turning this round. I kind of made a joke on a post yesterday or the day before that we should do a giant, kind of like Jackman Woodworks, if you've ever seen any of his stuff, where he just makes giant, absurd versions of tools. So make a giant version of the lightsaber bottle opener. I don't know what kind of wood this is, and I don't know. The dimension probably would work. We just have to scale up that design. But I don't know how much time I'm going to be out here tonight. Let's put it that way. All right, let's go back to this piece. I'm really interested in just seeing how this piece responds to the tool. And, I mean, if it explodes, that makes for great, great television, right? I guess this isn't television, but that's... Watching things fail always seems to work better for people. So we will make sure we suit up. I don't know how many pieces I've had actually fly off the lathe. Enough to where I don't like to turn without wearing a face mask. All right, let's see here. It's been a while. Black walnut also has like a different smell than black lima doesn't really have a smell. Black walnut has a unique smell with its dust and shavings. We're just using the same tool. I do have other gouges, but I can't. I was actually shocked to find this. Yeah, as you see, as I'm turning this, it's opening up even more voids. So I don't even know if I'll be able to get it down to the right dimension that it needs to be. No, this is just a wood lathe Delta. The metal lathes use different bits, a lot of carbide tip bits and that kind of stuff to cut through steel and everything. This is just wood. I'm sure you could probably cut some aluminum with it, with the RPMs that this does, but I don't know how you'd clamp. Well, you might be able to clamp it down with some of the pieces, but yeah, I don't know how you'd actually get that working. I'm sure someone has done it. Let me just put it that way. Me, I haven't. This block just feels unstable. Just jumping. I don't know if that's the burl. All right, let's see what this looks like. What do we look like down here? Like this pattern is beautiful. I don't really know what I kind of feel bad turning this even smaller into one of these bottle openers, but I don't really know what else to use this for. Such a small chunk of wood. It is pretty. Let's keep going. It's not exploding yet. I think my tool's a little dull though. And I'm always looking at the top. I can see there's a hump here, there's a hump here, there's a hump here, and they're not, the piece isn't all round the same size. There we go, that's a little better. That part right there. Actually, I think it's more tapered down this way. Oh man, it's so pretty. Such a beautiful wood. I haven't had the urge to make a honey dipper yet. That's one of the things I could probably do with some small chunks of wood. I wouldn't do it out of this black walnut. I'd probably do it out of, you know, maybe like the black limba or some of the oak that I have. Yeah, haven't done it. Pretty similar concept to this. I mean, you're pretty much just turning cylinders, and then the honey dipper part are just divided, kind of like how we did that, but just a little bit more defined. It's on the agenda though. Eventually we'll get to one. I just want to. I kind of try to do every summer a line of bottle openers that I could sell, and did God, how many did I do last year? I think I did 4 or 5 last year. And sold every single one of them except for the Star Wars lightsaber bottle opener, because that was the one I wanted to keep. So I figured I'd start off by making a few of those that I could hopefully eventually sell. And then we'll do a few other shapes with this ironwood, this black limba, and this, oh, gosh, I want to say this was canary wood. I could be wrong. Canary wood's very pretty when it polishes up. We're just not there yet. Still playing around. Let's just want to see here. Let's get this back. I want to see what the wood looks like at this depth. So I'm going to turn a foot down here. Oh, these slits in the handle? That's easy. I could explain that. The less time I have my mask and my dusk mask and my face shield down, the better, because it is flipping hot out here. So I have this tool here. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it has a point at the end. So all I did was mark them out, and you just hold this to the wood, and it just goes down in like that. So you can take it to the depth that you want to. That's all it is. You don't have to use a tool like this. Some people use like a wire between 2 pieces of wood that they hold, and they kind of like burn the wood down and let the wire cut into the wood. So you can do either way. No wrong way. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this side down. So I think out of everything, this is the roughest side, and I have a feeling there's a huge void here and another one up here. There's a whole bunch of them up here. This could get gnarly pretty quick, because I'm going to switch over to, maybe I'll use, either one of these tools can easily catch in one of these voids. Like, it just broke off some pieces. So we'll see what we have going on here. Hopefully nothing blows up. There we go. Let's just take it slow. I know, as long as I don't go past that mark, I'm good. Well, that's why you use a pencil. I made a kind of a story stick here, so all the lines going up kind of show where the original one was, and then you can just mark on here on your wood piece, and then when it's turning, you can see those marks, and then hold your pencil on there. So now I can see that I have a bit. I know it's kind of hard to see on here on stream, but there's 2 complete circles of pencil on this piece of wood now. Makes it a little bit easier than trying to evenly space them without measuring. All right, so I got that. Let's take this down just a little bit more so we can get closer to our edge, and then we'll use the story stick. I'll show you what we do. I'm just going to use this to, all right, that is where I'm at. And unfortunately, I made those marks. What am I doing? I can go right here. But, turn the lathe down. I can use the eraser. Perfect. So I'll bring my story stick, which is right here. This is the top. Better label this. Oh, this is the pencil that doesn't work. This one is going to get thrown in the garbage. Here we go. So I'm going to label this so I know. Top, bottom. So now I know this is the very top of the bottle opener. This is the very bottom. So now I can hold this on here. Find a decently clean piece of wood. And just mark all my spots. And you'll see me jump between pencils. I like the Sharp Rider, the yellow ones, but the lead is very thin, so it kind of breaks when I'm doing this. And sometimes you might need some light. That's a little bit too bright. Kind of hard to see on this. There we go. There's one. And we'll just do what we did on the previous one. 2. I think if I make these bigger, I can help myself out. Get these lines transferred. And you know what? The best part about wood turning is if you make a mistake, you can alter the design. So you can change it up or just say it's a feature. But also, if you end up not liking what you make, you can just use it as firewood. I just commented on somebody's post today about that. They were throwing a piece into the fire pit. I've had many a pieces go into the fire pit. All right, so I think I got enough now. Thank you. It is a nice lathe. It's the Rikon 7150 VSR. It was pretty affordable. It's pretty good for a beginner lathe. Is it my ideal lathe? No, I'd like to have something where I can get a little bit deeper bulb lengths and stuff going. I have this extension on the left hand side that gets me about an extra inch and a half, but I kind of max out at like 12 to 13 inch diameter bowls. There we go. All right. So we got that. Let's get the story stick out of here. And we're just going to do the same thing we did when we turned this one right here. We're going to start, except now we're going this way. We're going to be working this way. So we're just going to get our depth set. And we know, oh, that is our depth for this one right here. So we'll take the lathe down to that. I'm going to take this one a little bit deeper. All right. I can't go too fast because we have all these voids from the burl. All right. I wonder if I can move you guys to be a little bit more straight on. How's that? Let's see. Let the stream catch up, and then I'll take a look. All right, you guys are moving. So I think if I do it like that, and I just turn that guy off, if you guys are right there, let's see. Sorry if there's some like dead space. I'm just trying to get it. Oh yeah, that's much better. We'll just keep it going like that. At least that way you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Okay. Nope, not yet. Almost. All right, I'll take it. I will take it. And there we go. All right, now we know from looking at this, we just did that piece. Now this one has to go shorter. So before we even get to measuring it, I'll just go ahead and take it down. we go. We know it'll be smaller. Just the difference in between wood densities with this black walnut burl and the black limbo we were using earlier. We were flying through that stuff. This stuff, not so much. All right, I need to know now where. Okay. So this center one right here goes down well below this. There we go. All right. So I'm going to grab the dimension off of this guy. The only bad part about working in black walnut, it makes it look like you've been playing in the dirt. Okay, so we got that dimension, and we can do this one here as well. It's the same size. So nowhere close to it yet. Let's see. Almost. Whoop. Getting there. Okay, we'll take it. All right, now we know if we skip, we're looking at this as it's turning. If we skip this big one, and we just go over to right here, we take it down to the same size as the previous cut we just made. I think it's going to be a very nice looking bottle opener. Feel bad turning all this burl onto the floor, but that's what happens. Not every piece of the tree can be on display. Yep. All right. So we got those two. Now we just need to set, we'll do these two last. We just need to set our depth for this and knock out the rest of everything. Of course, it would help if I wasn't holding the parting tool. All right. And that is for everything up to this line. So from here to here, everything that's high is going to go down to that space. We'll see if the carbide will make quicker work of it. And then we'll have to re-put our lines on. Take it to right there. Oh yeah, much nicer. Oh, maybe a little bit too. We went a little bit too far with that other one. It's all right. Maybe just angle that up. They all don't have to be identical. How we looking there? Got it. There we go. Woo! All right, let's take this down. Is that it? Oh, that's so close. Man, it is so hot in here. Whew. Oh my gosh. Wow. You were spot on. Very spot on with that RPM guess. There we go. Yeah, we're close enough. All right. Let's grab our story stick one more time. Need to mark out these lines. Yep. Okay, let's see here. Got 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's gonna be fun cleaning all this up. All right, we still got our tool mounted up and set. This is black walnut burl. Just happened to come across it. Oh, that was a little off. There we go. Close enough. Stop it. Go back. We only got 2 more cuts to do. And then make some parting areas. And then I might call it quits for the night because I am dripping with sweat. This is ridiculous out here. I think it's time to get an air conditioner. Ooh. Yep, that's in the wrong spot. All right, so that means we gotta take that side down a little bit more. No problem. And then push this in. Perfect. All right, and last bit is the top. Okay. No. A hair more. Okay. So what I'm going to do take this all the way down. And then I gotta clean up back here, so we'll be able to drill this one. All right, let's see here. Wow, all that poor burl got thrown out. Let's give it a quick sand in here. There's just a little discrepancy there. I think we forgot to go back. Sandpaper down in these grooves. All right. You know what? That's not bad. Let's take a look here. Let me put all this stuff back first. Woo! Ooh, doggy. I'm dripping. Yeah. Yeah, this black walnut burl I actually picked up at Woodcraft in their little bins of wood, and ended up actually finding about 4 of them about this size. So this one, just wanted to see what we could do with it. Oh yeah, gosh, man. The humidity is like no other here. I got a dehumidifier constantly running in the shop. But here's our lightsaber bottle opener out of black walnut burl. We're gonna have to make some decisions here on if we want to fill in any of these voids or just let them go. I might just actually let them go. Kind of makes it a little bit more rustic. But now we have 3. So these are going to be the 3 lightsaber bottle openers for the 2025 summer line. Still got to finish them. This one has 1 coat of poly on it, but I think we're going to do a different kind of finish. Got to sand this black walnut one a little bit more, but I'm beat for today. Well, we didn't do much. We only got through 2, and we turned to blank rounds, so we still have another 3 blanks to get through, and then we have the giant log if we're gonna do the Jackman size bottle opener. But yeah, thanks for everyone who came out tonight. This was great. Had a lot of great discussions. I got to go get cleaned up because it looks like I've been doing yard work all day. That's what black walnut will do to you. But I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for coming around. And keep an eye out for some more streams. Thanks, everybody.